I heard a wise woman say that bitterness is a choice. And she's absolutely correct. Bitterness is a choice. And it got me thinking and led me to this whole spew that I'm about to spit right now. When you think about bitterness, you think sometimes that people can confuse bitterness with scorned. You see, bitterness is a choice. Scorned is not a choice. Scorned, when you hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. You know that one, right? We're going to talk about women, for example, because women are the main ones that have been scorned. And I hope that I am on a fellow beautiful woman's For You page because you have been scorned, my queen. You have. And we're going to talk about how you're not bitter, you just were scorned. Okay, baby, let's talk. So we often can confuse bitterness with being scorned because we think that when a woman is upset by something that has happened to her, and not just when she's upset, but even when she's angry, when she's expressing her anger, and we know that anger is just hurt with a mask on. Anger is just the tip of the iceberg, and beneath the surface, the rest of that iceberg is full of hurt, full of sadness, full of betrayal, full of trauma, full of agony. So much sadness underneath the surface that it comes out as anger. If you ever want to understand a person's anger, understand their hurt first. If you ever want to understand a person's anger, understand their hurt first. I'll say it a third time. If you want to understand a person's anger, understand their hurt first. A lot of times a woman can be judged for her anger because people are not wanting to look at her hurt. They don't want to examine her hurt, her hurt, her heart. Her hurt, her hurt is in her heart, right? They don't want to examine her heart. They don't want to see how much hurt is actually inside of her heart, which is actually causing her to be in so much pain, to why the pain can come out as anger at times, especially when she's triggered, especially if she's around people that trigger her, especially if she is around the person that has triggered her, especially if she's around the person that has abused her to cause her to be that way. You see, a woman scorned is a woman that has been hurt. She has been betrayed. She has been done wrong. She has poured out her heart and soul into a person, into a situation, and it has left her nothing but a dry well. It drained so much from her. It took so much from her. All it did was take from her when all she did was give. She poured so much of her heart into it just for it to turn around and hurt her. That would hurt anybody. That is when she's scorned. When she's hurt for no reason, when she's hurt with malice intent, when she's hurt when she had pure intentions for the people or person that she was with. When her intentions were pure, but yet the people that she were with, their intentions for her were not pure. And they infused those malicious intentions for her, towards her, projected all of that hurt, pain, negativity, anger onto her. They abused her mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, spiritually. And when she's been broken down so much and she's been hurt so much, it's okay, baby, let the tears fall. And when she's been hurt so much, when she's been broken down so much and she's so hurt and all that comes out is the anger, if you take a minute to address her hurt, you will eliminate that anger. We have to stop thinking that women are just these doormats that can just absorb, or these sponges that can just absorb everything. No, we are human with human emotions. Yes, we are strong, but it doesn't mean that we have to continue to keep going through situations and dealing with circumstances that test our strength and challenge our strength more ways than not. Women don't want to be pestered around with things that annoy her, agitate her, aggravate her intentionally on purpose just to get under her skin, to make her skin crawl. They do things to women on purpose to get under their skin and they get mad when she reacts. Why? Women are the ones that rule this planet. Women are the ones that birth every single being on this planet. And people have the nerve, the men on this planet have the nerve to disrespect, disregard, abuse, assault women. Count your days if you have violently assaulted another woman, in whichever way, shape, or form that is. Count your days. especially if they haven't repented, especially if they're still out here gaslighting, acting like they didn't do what they did to you, baby, they gonna count their days. And that's your justice. And take that with you. That's exactly what it's saying. When a woman is scorned, she's not bitter. She's not bitter by choice. You see, when a woman is bitter, she's bitter by choice. When a woman is scorned, she's been hurt. And she's angry because of the hurt. She's angry because of what has happened to her. But not just angry, she's angry and she's hurt. She has so many emotions towards her situation, towards her experience. That's why she's scorned. Scorned is when you're hurt. Bitter is where you're choosing to absorb all of that anger and you're choosing to be angry as a natural state. Come on. Thank you, Spirit, for the words. Thank you. To be bitter, thank you for saying it again. To be bitter is for you to absorb all of that anger and become the anger and be angry as a natural state. When one is angry in their natural state, their natural response to everything, almost everything is anger, that is bitterness. That is where they're bitter. When they're just angry at the world, they're just mad at the world. That's when they're bitter. Not if they're hurt over a situation and they're talking about the situation that has hurt them and they're venting out about that specific situations or plural. That's when they're scorned. When they're talking about a specific situation and the hurt is coming out, and the hurt can come out as anger. But when one is angry at the world, mad at the world, that is when they're bitter. Angry at everybody, angry at strangers, angry at inanimate objects, ridiculously angry at things or people. Like ridiculously angry, that's bitter. That's when one is bitter. That is a choice because now they're choosing to be angry. Angry is sometimes the result of being hurt, and anger is also sometimes a choice. People can choose to be angry. You could feel angry towards a situation that has hurt you, but then the rest of your day, you're not angry, you're calm, you're fine, you're at peace. But when you think about that situation, oh yeah, that can rile you up, that can really get your blood boiling. But as long as you're not thinking about it, as long as you're not talking about it, you straight, you fine. You're not bitter, you're scorned. But when you have a person that's just mad at the world with everything, that's bitterness. Let's stop confusing the two. Let's understand what scorned is. Let's understand what bitterness is so we can stop confusing the two. Because when a woman is scorned and they call her bitter, oh, that cuts her deep because she knows she's not bitter. She knows she's just hurt. She knows she's just scorned. Diary of a Mad Black Woman, what does she say? She threw that shit on his face and said, nigga, I ain't bitter. I'm mad as hell. Hell yeah, she was mad as hell. She had every right to be mad as hell. Helen McCarter was dragged out of her house by her fucking ex-husband. Dragged on the floor like a fucking dog, bro. She had every right to be mad as hell. When something like that happened to her and somebody tried to call her bitter, yeah, you will be pissed. That's how women feel. They like, you have no idea what I've been through. Come on, baby. You have no idea what I've been through. You have no idea what I experienced. You have no idea what I walked into in my own house. Oh, who am I talking to? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You have no idea the type of things that I endured throughout my days, throughout my life. You have no idea the type of experiences that I have lived through, that I have endured, that I have survived. You have no idea. And for you to call me bitter, you have no fucking idea. And if you were to walk in my shoes, you wouldn't even last. So don't you dare disrespect me like that and invalidate my experience by calling me bitter. Don't you dare define me like that. We don't want to be defined as bitter when we know that we're just scorned.